Hello and welcome to the Forex Market Weekly Outlook for February 22 to 26, 2021. My name is Olugbemi and I'm your host and trainer on MoneySeller's Africa Academy. Before we proceed with the weekly outlook, I want to remind you to ensure to subscribe to this channel, like and make your comments on this video. And if you have any question, you can look through uh, the description parts under the video to see the WhatsApp number there that you can reach out to me through. All right. The disclaimer is that future stock and spot currency trading have large potential reward, but also large potential risk. So you want to be aware of the risk and be willing to accept them in order to invest in these currencies. So now let's go to the charts and see what's happening. I think before we proceed, let's see the Forex Factory and see what high impact news we have for this week. On Monday, we don't have any high impact news, but we have medium impact. And for Euro, 10 a.m. Nigerian time, um, 10 a.m. and also 3:30 p.m. And then we have on Tuesday, high medium impact news for British pound, and we have high impact news for USD and Canadian dollar. And on Wednesday, we have for pound and US dollar. Okay, so I think this is a good guide to help you have an idea of how to trade, especially if you're a day trader. You may want to take a look at this, note the time, see what they do before you proceed to taking trades for currencies relating to this one around the period of this news. Okay, so let's go on and see what's happening. I think we are going to do better with the weekly charts. So let's go to the weekly charts, and I'm going to hide all of this. And okay, all right, so we have on the weekly charts, it's been downtrending. Last week candle closed this way, long wick above it. It's an indecision candle though, but the wick above it is longer, which signifies weakness to the upper side. So I feel that dollar may continue to be weak this week, although today has seen a push towards the upper side, but I don't think it's going to last for long. However, if we see it above this area, going towards this area, then dollar may be strong for this week. But for now, I feel that dollar still remains weak. It may push on and continue towards this direction for the rest of the week. um, Euro GBP. Euro GBP was a good sell that we took during for some weeks now. I think about 2-3 weeks ago, thereabouts. Not even that's 4-5 weeks ago. We started taking GBP and we took our profit around this area. Now it has closed below there. I think this is still remaining bearish. Okay, especially looking at the kind of engulfing candle that closed the market last week, it shows us that this is likely to going to remain bearish. However, we may see some retracement, perhaps back towards this place, which I think has even started happening this today, Monday, towards this place, and then we see it going all the way back down. So I think it can push all the way to this area and perhaps here. So we still have a lot of downside to go, and that should give us an idea of how we are going to trade it. Okay, so looking at it on the lower time frame on 4 hour, you will see that after it closed below here, it's been consolidating around there. We may see it's going all the way back up, even going above here, above that initial support that has turned to resistance now. It may go above it a bit, then all the way back down again. So I think I still see it as continuing the downtrend. Okay, GBP has been really strong. Let's move on to Euro USD. Euro USD, let's start from the weekly. So looking at it from last week, there was an indecision candle that closed the market, and it was a touch around this resistance, and then it is breaking back down. So we may see some push down, which may not last long anyway. It may push down to this area first and push back up. But if you see it below here, then it may push all the way back down to all of this area. But for now, dollar seems to be a bit strong this morning, and I think that is what is having an effect on that, and coupled with the weakness of euro. So for now, it is pushing down, and but my bias is still more of all right. So it is still, my bias is still more of neutral bullish, because this is a bullish move. Okay, so for now it is inside of this consolidation, so my bias is still neutral. It's not a trade I will jump into yet until I see a clearer direction. Then we have GBP USD. Let's take a look at that. For GBP USD, last week candle closed bullish, and above this our initial resistance, and now it looks like we may have some retracements and then continuation. So we would wait and see how this goes, but we are likely going to have some measure of retracements, then we'll find entry again towards this direction and even above here. So our bias is bullish, neutral bullish, and neutral because we are likely in some measure of retracement before the bulls continue, but the bias is generally bullish. Okay, then let's move on to Euro Canadian dollar. So looking at Euro Canadian dollar on the weekly, we would see that there was a big bearish candle that closed the week last, and now it looks like we are having some retracement. I think that my bias remains bearish. Okay, and I think I would expect it to go all the way towards this area. Okay, so I would expect it to go towards this area at least, if it's going to push down. So our bias for this is bearish. We may see some level of retracement, then continuation of the bearish move to at least this area before we may see a further push down. For USD JPY, let's see it on the weekly first. Okay, so last week candle closed well, with a long wick above it. We can see this long wick, and that wick, that the body closed below this our resistance. So although we see this week starting bullish, I think it is likely going to change direction. So my bias is still bearish on this, and my general direction is it's covering up this. Okay, so it's been pushing up for some times, but I think it is likely going to continue down. My bias remains neutral bearish, and neutral because we're having it above this area, so it may play around a little more before we finally see it going towards the direction it wants to go. So for now, we leave it until we see a clear redirection, but the general bias is expectation of some bearish move downward. However, if it remains above this resistance area, then we would expect it to change direction and begin to go up. Okay, finally our Euro AUD is the expected take profits on last week. It closed by this last position last week. So we may see some level of retracements, but I think there is a kind of serious weakness with euro, and that may see us not having so much retracement before it pushes down again. However, this is a strong support area. So if it breaks below this place, then it is likely going to continue pushing down for more weeks to come. Okay, so it hits that place, it has hit that support, but we'll wait and see what goes to happen above below there. I expect some retracement to happen even if it is going to go below this, but we'll have to wait to see how that plays out. Okay, so anywhere, if we see a close below here, then we'll be thinking this is going to continue, but we may see some level of retracement because of this huge support area that we have here. Okay, then we have Euro NZD. Euro NZD, we were taking some sell on it last week. It has got to the area where we identify as our support, and we expect that it is likely going to get to this point. The area where we identify as our first take profit, sorry. So somewhere around this area was where we expected it to get to. This was um, I think about 2 weeks ago from this area. It hits this place now, and we're expecting it to get all the way to this point before we look at next decision to make. But for now, it is bearish, and we've been on the sell. It is retracing now, and we'll be looking to do more entries toward the downside, at least toward this part. Okay, so it has hit where we were looking at as our first take profit, and now we expect it to retrace a little and then push down again towards the second take profit. Let's go to GBP JPY. I'm going to look at that on the weekly too. Okay, so this has got to this resistance area. We have some major resistance around here, and that's where it touched last week. If we see it close above there, then we'll continue to buy. However, we may just see some retracement happening from this week, okay, because of that touch towards that major resistance. We may see some retracement happening, so not a good time to jump in. The buy has been done already. The big push has been done, and for now I think we'll be expecting some push down. However, it is not impossible for it to continue pushing up. That's why you don't want to jump in on time. Okay, but I think we would still expect some big sell before, some sell, at least some sell for some times before it continues its way up. So neutral for now until we see a clear direction, because it has hit our resistance and we're expecting some sell, but it may turn and begin to buy even. It may continue to buy even from there. So if we see it down below this area, then we will do some sell back towards this area before it continues its way up. Let's see XAU USD. Okay, so this one we were looking at a sell, and we did this small sell last week, and now it is pushing back up. We're expecting for it to continue down again. So if we see another opportunity to the downside, we'll sell again towards this area. But let's see it on the weekly and see how last week closed. Okay, so last week closed with that big bearish candle, and I think it still has a lot of downwards move to go to. It closed below our 50 moving average on the weekly time frame last week, and so we're having some push up now, and we expect more push towards the downside. So other opportunity to enter, we'll take it up. Then we also have USD CAD. USD CAD is also we're also looking at some bearish move, and interestingly, last week candle closed below. It closed bearish with some big bearish candles there, and now we're having what we can call a retracement, and we expect it to still go all the way to continue its way back down again towards this area. In fact, we are doing a sell on that. I think we'll have a sell ongoing on that, yes. So this is some big push towards the upper side, but I think it may not last long. And I also have this trend line here, so if it gets all the way back to the trend line, we expect it to continue its downtrending move. This does not mean that dollar might not have taken over. It is possible for dollar to change direction and become strong. So if dollar is going to be strong, this may change direction and go towards this area. So we wait and see how that plays out. Let's move on to Australian dollar USD. Okay, so this one has pushed out of this place. We have some big engulfing bullish candle closing last week, and so our bias is bullish towards this area. We have it coming down right now, but I view this as some kind of retracement which may not last for very long. So if we have it getting towards this place, we may see continuation of the bullish move. Okay, however, it may retrace more. We have been seeing some push like this, so this retracement may take some more time before it continues. So you want to be careful and follow a proper uh, entry rule. Use very good entry rule. Okay, so this one too is around the resistance area, a strong resistance area. Okay, so if you look at it around this place, and that was where it got to, and now it is pushing back down. However, last week candle closed bullish, so our bias is still bullish neutral. It may retrace, but I think it may still go on and continue to buy. It may also at the same time change direction from here. So that's why we are going to remain bearish, especially because it remains in this consolidating part. It hits the resistance and now it is going down. Yes, it may go down for some time, so short-term traders may be able to do some sell trades before it continues again towards the upper move. And then this one seems bullish. Okay, so we have it out of this consolidating part. It closed above it, and then it looks like we have retracement, and now it is continuing USD CHF. So this is bullish, neutral bullish is a bias on that. And then this one is Euro JPY, and we have a close above here, and it is also still pushing up. Our bias is bullish. We may see some level of retracement before continuation, but our bias is mainly bullish, especially because it closed outside of this consolidation. Euro CHF. Okay, so Euro CHF is also around here, and last week candle closed bullish, and we are seeing some bullish move, so it is looking bullish today. Euro CHF is looking bullish, and I really don't do much trades with this because they are more like mirror pairs. They consolidate a lot because they are from the same zone and more like mirror pair. Okay, AUD NZD. AUD NZD last week candle closed bullish, and with very small body, like an indecision candle. Okay, small indecision candle like that, but the color was still bullish, and we may see a change in direction. We can also see a push up, especially because of this job. We may see some move down to come and close it up before it continues, but the general bias is bullish. Okay, this one, our last week candle look like this is going to change direction to some bearish move. It has pushed up a little for some times, and then it looks like this is ready to sell. Okay, looking at the candle that closed last week with a long wick above it and bearish move. So my bias is bearish neutral. GBP is Canadian dollar. We have a close above this resistance area with a long wick above it though, so it's close around the resistance area, but we have it above it now. So this may continue bullish, but neutral bullish because all of these are like in the consolidating parts. Okay, so neutral bullish bias. And this one looks more bearish, a downtrending move, and then looking at the candle that closed last week, bearish is more like it. GBP this is very bullish, and looking at the candle that closed last week, very bullish candle. It may push up on to maybe not too very far, but it will push up a little more, and then it can begin to come down. But right now, this is a free flow towards the upper area for now, which may change direction at any time, but this is bullish move. All right, so I think I'm going to stop here for now, and that is it for the week. If you have any question or any currency pair you have reviewed that you would like us to take a look at with you, please put it in the comments and let's see it. Also, I invite you to be a part of our academy, the Money Sellers Academy, where you can learn to trade right. We have the Forex Varsity. We also have the Day Traders Arcade. The Forex Varsity covers from basic to intermediate and advanced level, and you also have opportunity to get bonus professional level. The self-paced courses is currently going at discounted rates. So if you would like to be a part of this, take a look at the comments, the posts, the detail coming with this post below the video to see the WhatsApp number there and reach out. You can. I'm also leaving a link directly to the Forex Varsity and the Data Data Arcade, and you can take a look at them yourself. Please do have a beautiful day.